Ni hao, champions. Welcome back to the Eight Perspectives realm, the only place where every football perspective matters. So, in today's video, I'm going to be talking about the first round of the Afcon 2025 Morocco, and I'm going to be talking about all the groups, all the games that have been played so far, all the teams that have surprised us in a good way, and all the teams that have disappointed us, and maybe also some players. We're going to talk about how they've been performing so far. And at the end of the video, I'm going to give you the best 11 uh, to this point in the tournament. So make sure you stick to the end so that you don't miss anything. And before I move forward, I want to thank you for your support, and I'll keep asking you to share, to like, and to subscribe, and most importantly, to comment, guys, because your perspective matters. So, all right, let's get to it. So, guys, it's December 28th by the time I'm recording this video. Uh, all the games for the first round have been played in each groups. So, we're going to be going through all of them. I'm talking about the groups, and I'll start with the group one, which is the group of the hosts. So, we have Morocco, Mali, Zambia, and Comoros. So, first game, Morocco versus Comoros. Victory of Morocco 2-0. I'm not gonna go through the details in this video because I've made a video for that game. So if you want to know what happened in that game or what I talked about in that for that game, you can go and watch it in my channel. You can just, I don't know. You see what I'm talking about? So, but the second game was Mali against Zambia. Guys, to be honest, that game was slightly on the side of Mali. Like they seemed to be in control of the game, but when you look close to closer to the facts of the game, you see that it was a little bit even, guys, because the Malian team had all the opportunity to win that game. To be honest, they could win that game. They had the most shots. Like they had 15 shots in that game. 15 shots. Five shots on target, which is a bad thing actually, because you have to be clinical. If you want to win this kind of tournament, you have to be clinical in front of the goal. You have to materialize your chances. You don't have to, you don't we don't want you to have 15 shots and no goal or just one goal. Like that's not serious. But anyways, and on the other side, the other team doesn't even have five, I believe. Maybe they didn't even have five. And also, in the first half, they had a penalty. I think just before the halftime, Bilal Touré missed his penalty. The goalkeeper did well, and he missed his penalty, right? And the game just was, I don't know, somehow even. Second half, just 10 minutes after, maybe around 10 minutes after the beginning of the second half, Yassin, I believe, Lassin Sinayoko scored the first goal for Mali. At that time, I was telling myself, okay, 3 points for them, that's it. Because just like I was saying, the Zambian team was not really having many chances. Like they were not really creative. They were not having chances to begin with. So I wouldn't see them scoring, right? But somehow, the only Zambian player that I know, Patson Daka, who I knew from Leicester, I believe, Leicester City in Premier League. For those who know, at the very end of the game, he said, "Who said you're gonna take the 3 point, guys? No one said that. I haven't said my last word." Guys, last minute of the game, bro scores. Bro said, "No, you're not getting these 3 points. Who's bleeding?" Really, really crazy, guys. It was really a crazy game. But I believe the Malian team just um they just killed their game themselves because they really had that game on a plate. They had those 3 points on a plate, but they wanted to split it with their brothers, which they did. And yeah, I hope it's not gonna put them into trouble for the continuing in forward in the tournament, right? Because their second game is against Morocco. So I think it could have been better for them to take those 3 points to just be more calm, to be secure, right? But anyways, yeah. So now, guys, moving to Group B. So for the Group B, we have South Africa, Egypt, Angola, and Zimbabwe, right? So for this, the two oppositions were South Africa versus Angola, victory of South Africa 2-1, and Egypt versus Zimbabwe, also 2-1. So I'll go one by one. First game, South Africa versus Angola. Guys, a square game, an even game. Like you could tell that these teams are all having good players, like quality players. They came, faced each other, man to man, put the ball down and played. I think that game was decided by like very little details because if you just check the game facts, if you just even watch the game, you could tell that the victory could go anyway. It could swing anyway. Like if one team wins, no one shocked. The other team wins, no one shocked. Even a tie, no one shocked because it was really a fair game, like a square game. Um, like just when the game started, when the game just started, and you could see from both sides that they have good intentions. At the end, of course, football is what it is. Uh, the the South African team won 2-1, but I cannot say that the team from Angola didn't deserve. I think they did really well, and it was even decided in the second half because the match started. First goal from South Africa. Yeah, they scored first around 20 minutes after the game, and then around like 10 minutes after the first game from South Africa, they came up like the Angolan team scored. So tie. They went to the halftime on a tie, came back, still the same, a very tight game, a lot of good actions, like shots everywhere. Like they really, even if I even checked the statistics, like in terms of shots, like 10 shots this side, 10 shots this side. Shots on target, four here, four here. So this is just to tell you guys that it was a really square game, one of the most balanced game because the two teams had really good quality players and they came with good and clear intentions. And at the end of the day, I don't know if I could say the better team won, but sometimes football is decided by few details, that by very little details, and just as we could say it at around the first hour, like around 60 minutes, just after 10 minutes, around 10 to 15 minutes after the second half, the South African team scored, and that was it. But a pretty good game, a really pretty good game. And I like to see these kind of games, that the games where there is always suspense, like you're always there wondering what can happen, what is coming next, what does the future holds for us, right? So that game was really that. It was really late. It was late. I really like that game. So yeah, and for the second game, it was a little bit different. Not a little bit. It was a lot different. So the second game was of that group was Egypt against Zimbabwe. So guys, that game, to be honest, it was really dominated by the Pharaohs. They dominated that game from the beginning to the end. Like there were no breathe. Like the Zimbabwean team couldn't breathe. And even though they scored first, because 20 minutes after the beginning of the game, The Zimbabwean team scored the first goal. At that moment, you could say, "Oh, they're fucked up," but no, I was calm. I was chill because I knew I was watching the game. Like the pharaohs, the Egyptian team was really coming from every side. They were coming at them like full strength every time. At the end of the game, they ended up with 35 shots, guys. 35 shots. Just to tell you how serious they were. They came with intentions. They came to annihilate. They came to kill them. They came to finish them. They didn't come to joke. So first goal from Zimbabwe at that time, you might think maybe, but no, there is no maybe. Football is fair. Okay, not all the time. But that day, football was fair, guys, because later in the game, Omar Mamouche, one of for me, the best Egyptian player up until now, even though the one who scored the winning goal is sorry, even though the one who scored the winning goal is Mohamed Salah, but for me, the player who made it, like the one who I was even in the game, I was seeing him like coming to support the midfield, to give options, to play as a pivot. He was really interesting in that game, and even he had a lot of chances. They had a lot of chances, a lot of shots from everywhere. But at the end, it's Mohamed Salah who came at the end, like in the money time, guys. In the money time, he came and scored that second goal for the winning goal, and that was it for the Zimbabwean team. But mm, a really a well deserved goal. I mean, a well deserved victory for the Egyptian team, because they were really dominating that game. They really did dominate that game, like from the beginning to the end. There were no time for the Zimbabwean team to breathe. They couldn't breathe. They couldn't breathe. No breathing. They almost suffocated in that game. But yeah, fair enough. So guys, moving to Group C, which was one of the best group. Like the games were really interesting. We're gonna go through it anyways. So it was so the group is Nigeria, Tunisia, Uganda, and Tanzania. So the oppositions, Nigeria faced Tanzania first game, and Tunisia, Uganda. So we're gonna start with Nigeria versus Tanzania. Victory of Nigeria 2-1. Guys, just like I was telling you guys, a very interesting group, because there were no team that couldn't put the ball down. There were no team that couldn't create chances. There were no team that was like, let's say, weak. Okay, maybe weak because they lost, but they still uh, put up a fight. That's what I'm trying to say here. Because the game were all the two games were really interesting, really fair. Like everyone could do some. That's what I'm trying to say here. Because we could see it from Nigeria versus Tanzania. Like the Nigerian team scored first, I believe. Then the Tanzanian team equalized, and then later in the game, the Nigerian team by Ademola Lookman, who is one of the most fit players from Nigeria right now. I remember in the World Cup qualifiers, playoffs against Congo, he was really bad. I was really concerned about this team, just like I said it. I was really concerned about this team, but they came in really focused and with a very different mindset. And Ademola Lookman is an example, because he has a really different aura right now. And this is going to be really important for this team, because they need him. He's one of their best players, and he put in, and what he did in that game was really good. Also, I'd like to mention Alex Iwobi, who was really top class. Two assists on the two goals. He made the assist. A really good player, very interesting in this first game. And yeah, I think we can say that they are to be watched. We can say that Nigeria is in the conversation for the winning team. Like, for they are really serious contenders. And for the in the other side, the game between Tunisia and what was it? Tunisia played against Uganda. Yes, same thing, guys. Same thing. Two teams that the momentum was going everywhere. Like this. Like the game was really crazy. Like it could swing anyway. So um, the difference here, because at the end of the game, the Tunisian team won 3-1. 3-1. Um, I'm not saying that they were the better team because they won, but the other team also put up a fight because in the game momentum, in the game facts, you can see that they are quite close. They are not the gap is not really big, right? And that's a good thing in football. I love that in football. But the Tunisian team was just more clinical with a brace from Ashura, I believe the name is Ashura, Elias Elias Ashura. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it correctly, but yeah, he was really good. Two goals in that game. A really top class player. We have to watch him, and I don't know, guys, but I watched just after that game. I watched an interview of one of the players of Tunisia. They were asking him questions about being one of the contenders, and he was like, "No, no, 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 no." Don't put the pressure on us. Let us be the outsiders. Like let us be the silent killers because because they're working on their toes. They're working on their toes. They're just telling us, don't mind us. We're just being cute here. But guys, I think we should mind them. We should mind them. They are good. Let us not take them away from the conversation. They are in the conversation. They are also serious contenders, and we should mind them, right? I believe so. We should mind them. They have a good team. One of the team that is really smooth in the build up. They have good quality players. They have genuine connections, and I believe that's it. A really good thing for any team that wants to go any further in this tournament, because when we're still in the group stage, but at the time we just reach the knockout stage, guys, it's gonna be rough. It's gonna be carnage. So we've gotta be ready. Every team gotta be ready. And these guys, we should mind them. Let's mind them. Don't tell us, oh no, we are not in the no, 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 no. We are going to mind you guys. So guys, now moving to the group D. The group D with Senegal, Botswana, DR Congo, and Benin. First games, Senegal versus Botswana, Congo versus Benin. First game was Congo versus Benin. And guys, I know we won. I'm talking about as a Congolese. We won, but I was a little bit frustrated, and I'll tell you why. We came in the game, started the game with a clear uh, will to win, to play the ball, to have the ball, to have the possession. And it worked out for us because 15 minutes after, we scored the first goal. At that time, I was like, yeah, we're rolling it. We're rocking it. We are going to win this game. But the problem with our team now is that ever since we score a goal, if it's early in the game, we just say no to other goals. We don't want to score more goals. Like it's like we say, all right, we're gonna keep this one. We don't need any other goal. And that's fucked up. Because from there, from our goal, we just gave them the opportunity. I'm not disrespecting the Beninese. I believe that's how they say it. I'm not disrespecting the Beninese team, but I don't think they have better players than us, especially in the midfield, which means we should be able to control that midfield, to dominate that midfield. But somehow we gave them the opportunity to play the ball. We gave them the opportunity to score, which they did. No, 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 I'm sorry. They did. But they could have. They had chances. They had 12 shots, more shots than us in the game. They just weren't good enough to to score. And even in those 12 shots, they just had two shots on target. But that's not good. We should have controlled that game. We should have scored more goals, even though we scored at the second goal. Cedric Bakambo scored a second goal that was ruled out for an offside, and fair enough. The first goal from Theo Bongonda was just should have been just the first of many. We should have scored more goals in that game, more goals, because when I'm talking about the qualities, guys, the Congolese team has way more quality players than the Beninese team. Without disrespecting, I'm not disrespecting the Beninese team here. I say it again. It's just a fact. So for me, I cannot. I know we won, and I was happy that we did, but I want to win. We want the third star. I want to see a different Congo. I want to see a team that's played the team that's played the World Cup qualifier playoffs against Cameroon and Nigeria. That's what I want to see because I love that team. That's the spirit we have to bring in this Afcon. I don't want us to come, score the first goal, and then become like, I don't know what. Laxist? Is it laxist? They say? Yes, I believe so. I don't want that. I want to see many goals. We scored the first goals, but keep looking for the second, the third, the fourth. That's what I want. I want us to be insatiable, insatiable. Huh? Does this word exist? I want us to be, to have no mercy. We shouldn't have any mercy. We should score more goals. We should be like hounds. We should be like bulldogs. We should be willing to have more goals every time. Like one goal, not enough. Two goals, not enough. That's what I want. Give me that, guys. Please. We're not there to joke. We went there so that we could grab that trophy, grab that one piece, and bring it back to Kinshasa. That's what I want, guys. And I believe we have the quality. And that's why I'm frustrated because I know we can do it. I know we have the quality, right? I know we have it. We just need to be serious, to play games like we played against Nigeria, for example. That was a full game. From the beginning to the end, we were focused and with a clear um, intention in our minds, winning this in the best possible way. If we have to score 5 goals, we will score 5 goals. That's what we need, guys. That's the spirit. That's the spirit of a winner, right? Yeah. So that's what I had to say about that game. Went maybe got a little bit emotional, but guys, I'm really frustrated. I was really frustrated, and I need my team to perform differently. I want a winning team. I want a winning machine, like a team that's there, that's designed to kill. That's what I want. That's what we want. All right. So moving to this second, the other game, Senegal against Botswana. Guys, no much thing to say about that game. Easy game for Senegal. Dominated all the game. 3-0. Easy for them, guys. Goals, 2 goals from Nicholas Jackson, 1 goal from Ndiaye, I believe. Ndiaye. Habib Ndiaye or something like that. Like a really easy game for the Senegalese team. And I'm not gonna say that maybe they scored the first game. If they were us, they would say, okay, we're good, but they went for the second and the third. We're gonna play against that team, the Botswanese team, which I believe is maybe the weakest team in this Afcon. But we don't care. When we face them, if we can score 10 goals, let's score 10 goals. That's the spirit, guys. That's what I want because those goals we score, the goal difference, it's gonna matter in a tight group because the Beninese team is not that bad. They are not bad. They can do something. So we need to play our games minding that. We have to know that the goal difference might matter, because when the time comes, we're gonna have to pass and proceed to the knockout stage, and we need to mind our goal difference. Yeah, so that's what I had to say about this group, guys. So, guys, moving to Group E, which was Algeria, Sudan, Burkina Faso, and Equatorial Guinea. First game, Algeria versus Sudan. Victory of Algeria, really easy game, 3-0. Brace from maybe one of the best ball controller in football, African football, and maybe even in football. A really good ball player, Riyad Mahrez. We knew him from Manchester City and now Saudi Arabia, and we all know him. No introduction needed. And yeah, a really good game from that team. I talked about it in one of my videos. It's a team that I believe has really talented player. Um, Amoura. I don't know. You guys might know him. He played really well in that game. A really good player, very interesting, top quality, good with the ball. A baller. Like they have really good players, and they are indeed contenders to this Afcon. And yeah, they showed it. Victory easy, 3-0. And yeah, so moving to the other game between Equatorial Guinea and Burkina Faso. Um, it kind of different type of game. You know, these kind of games where um, allow me to say it, but the quality of the game was not really impressive. A little bit hard, like no much um, occasions, like chances created, like no vibe. Like it was a little bit boring, if I may say it. The first half was a little bit boring, but moving to the second half, that's when things started to happen, guys. Oh, la, la. So we just came back from the from the halftime. I believe around 50 minutes, like just 5 minutes after the beginning of the second half. Red card for the Equator Guinea player. Red card, fair enough. Bad tackle on I believe it was Traoré, Bertrand Traoré. Yeah, fouled. He was fouled. Red card. Fair enough. At that time, I was like, it's done for them. They are done. They are done. They are done. But no, the game they were not done at that time. Then the game went on, and then goal for Burkina Faso. I was like, yeah, of course, it was to be expected. But the goal was ruled out after that, and then just few minutes after that goal that was ruled out, the Equatorial Guinea team scored, and I was like, interesting. Guys, you could not expect that because they were dominated. This team of Burkina Faso was dominating the game, even though they didn't really have the end product, but they were dominating the game. They were the team could that you would imagine score, but they at that moment they were just having those sterile um, ball possession. So it was a little bit boring, if I'm to be honest. But then uh, the Equatorial Guinea scored the first goal. At that time, I was like, they are done. They are done. It was almost at the end of the game, and I thought that was it for them, but it was not. It was not, guys, because that team they deserved that win, and they went for it. They worked. They started to launch attacks. They started to come at for it. They came really hard for it, and they scored the first goal. And in the money time, header from the defender, the central defender, Edmond Tatsoba, second goal, winning goal, and well deserved victory for from that team. And yeah, I believe they're gonna qualify for the second round of this Afcon, and they are not to be neglected because they have a good team. They have a good team. They have good players, and They have experienced players, even Bertrand Traoré. I know him from my childhood. Like back then when I was watching Afcon, I remember that name. There was Bertrand Traoré. I don't know if Alassane Ouattara. I don't know if he's from Burkina Faso or any um, West African country. But I also remember that name. I believe maybe he's from Burkina Faso. I have to check. But yeah, there are experienced player. This is not their first rodeo. They know these tournaments, and he played really good in that game. I believe one of the best, if not the best player of Burkina Faso. And yeah, we should mind them guys. Yeah, I believe that's it for the group A, guys. So now moving to the last group. You know when they say last but not the least, this is what they talk about. Guys, you know back then we were at school, like at high school or something, you know, there were always that group of friends like sitting in the back of the class, very noisy, always roasting each other. Like no one respects no one. Like they're just doing crazy stuff. This group is the definition of that situation, guys. So the group is Ivory Coast, Cameroon, Gabon, and Mozambique. So, guys, these three countries I mentioned first, Cameroon, Ivory Coast, and Cameroon, the craziest people in the African continent. Maybe they should have put Congo there so that we have. We just burned this Afcon. Because I've been scrolling all over the internet, and it's just crazy how they've been roasting each other, like here and there. Like I'm just waiting to watch the games, the oppositions, because it's gonna be crazy, guys. It's gonna be late. So, guys, first game, Ivory Coast against Mozambique. Victory from the last winners of the Afcon, guys. And to be honest, the game wasn't that's crazy. Like they didn't have a really good game. I believe they still need time to build up those connections to get back to what they were doing good in the time they won the last Afcon. Because guys, we need to understand that being the winners of the last Afcon makes them being like the targets. Like everyone wants to kill them, because just like I said in one of my videos, then it's not gonna be easy to do the back to back. It's not gonna be easy for them to win it again, which I say the back to back, and it's also not gonna be easy to take it away from them. It's gonna take a fight, right? So for now, I remember the last Afcon, the way they win it. It was not like they were not expected. Like they needed help from some country. I'm not gonna say here. I'm not gonna mention. We know how they won it. We know how it happened. They beat us in the semifinals. Like it was a crazy tournament for them, a crazy story, but well deserved. I'm not taking that away from them. Well deserved. They really deserve their win. But guys, in this is gonna be a different setup, because you are expected, they are expected, so it's gonna be different. It's gonna be very hard for them in all the games. So victory, bare minimum 1-0 goal from Amad Diallo, who is one of the new. This is his first, I believe, first time participating in this Afcon. They also have Yan Diomande, two players, two young wingers, really explosive, interesting, and we will watch them in this Afcon. Just like I was saying in the video I was just mentioning here, they have brought in new players with new ideas, fresh. They have those fresh ideas, and they also have those experienced players, just like Frank Kiese, who even assisted for the goal for Amad Diallo. And yeah, I believe they're gonna do just right, and I look forward to see what they where they're gonna go, like how far they're gonna go in this Afcon. So for the second game, it was Cameroon against Gabon. Le continent. guys, I'm just waiting for the game against Cameroon and Ivory Coast. That's gonna be a crazy game, crazy game, guys. So victory from Cameroon against Gabon expected, but I can say that the Gabonese team, they didn't look weak or like terrible. Like they were good. They were good. They just didn't have enough quality to go and get that winning goal, or even to score and have a tie. But they did well. They fought well, if I may say. Goal from the young player from La Liga, Levante. He's playing for Levante, a really good player, spotted by big clubs. I'm talking about Eta Eyong, who scored that goal, assisted by Brian Mbemo, one of the biggest player in that team. And yeah, we expect them to also have a good Afcon. That game was not bad, like not the big the best game they've played. I believe they can do better, and I'm sure they will. And now we're just gonna wait to see how far they go. Yeah, so that's it, guys, for this group F, and it was the last group. So now I'm gonna go on and give you the best 11 of this first round, and we are already watching some games. I've watched some games from the second round, and we are still watching the others, waiting for the others so that we can make the second video. So, guys, I hope you are still with us up to here, and I'll just put the picture of the best 11 on the screen, so you can just see it. You can see from the screen all the players that were selected as the best 11 of this round one. All right, see you guys.